All right, everybody, here we go. We're going to be making our bullets fly. And we want to make it dynamic so that we can create bullets in the middle of the game. That's our real goal. So we need to learn about something called an array list. Arrays cannot grow and shrink. And so usually we will create all of our objects ahead of time because we know we can't add new ones or remove old ones. So we just make them all happen at the same time. So now we have a structure that can grow and shrink, so we can add them while the project is running and remove them when they die. So that's called an array list. So I'm going to go and add in, here's our game objects. I'm going to add in this magical array list. Ooh, I forgot. Actually, before we do that, we do have to import. I'm pretty sure we have to import. Import java.util.arraylist so that this code gets brought into Java. It's not a default thing for Java processing, so now we can access it, and we'll make our list of bullets right here. So an array list looks like this: array list angle bracket. That's just a greater than sign. Bullet. And then we can give it a name like bullets. So an array list of bullets. It's kind of similar to when we did arrays, right? Bullet, array list, bullets. This is our array. That's how we did arrays. So this is what it looks like as an array list. A little bit different, but it's basically saying it's an array list, this growing and shrinking array that has bullets. It stores a bullet object, many or more. So in our setup, we do have to create this list. So don't forget, just like an array, we have to create the structure itself. So we say bullets equals new array list, like so. So that's ready to go now. It's an empty structure. It's like an array, but it's empty, and we can add things and remove things, specifically bullets, to this list. So why don't I show you how to do that? I'm just going to go in and make sure I have the space key, and I'll come right back. Okay, so I have the space key now set up and key released and key pressed. So we can go to our spaceship now, and we can have our spaceship make bullets and then add them to the list. Okay, so I have in my act function, where is it? No, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so I have a function that's called shoot. So why don't we put it in shoot? So I'll scroll down to the shoot function. And so I can say something along the lines of, if space key is pressed, then, spacky. There we go, space key. If space key is pressed, then I want to create a new bullet and add it to the bullet list. So it'll look like this. Bullets, that's the name of the list, if you recall the array list, right? Yeah, it's called bullets. Dot add. So we're going to add the bullets into this list. And you can just say new bullet. That's the bullet constructor. It's just like when we make a new p vector or a new spaceship, same syntax, right? The new keyword is like, oh, we're making a new object. The bullet constructor does the initialization of its location, its velocity, and then the add function adds it into the list. And that's really all we need to do in terms of what the spaceship's code will be to make the shooting work. It won't show up on screen, however. If I run this, we can see that when I press space, I'm pressing it, you probably can hear the space key, no bullets are coming out. We actually are creating them and we're adding them to the list. It is happening, but nowhere are we asking the bullets to show themselves. So we'll have to make a loop to process that. Just like we would have made a loop to process an array of objects, we're going to use this to process a list of objects. So let's go do that right now. So in the game, in the game function itself, I'm going to be making a piece of code, a loop that will go through the list of bullets and tell each bullet to show itself and act itself. So basically call the bullets behavior functions. So I want each bullet to show an act. So if I go to game, we'll make a little while loop. We'll have a little counter, int I equals 0. I stands for index, usually, because everything in an array list has an index number starting counting from 0. So I'll say while I is less than. Now, in the past, we would maybe already know how long our array is. So we might type in, like a number here, or we might have said like whatever the array's name is, dot length was very useful. But for array lists, it's called size. And we don't know that number ahead of time because it's going to change. It's going to grow and shrink as we add bullets. So I'm going to simply put in bullets dot size. So this number will change as we add and remove bullets. It'll automatically know how big it is. Okay, so I'm going to put another parenthesis there, and here's our that brace. Okay, so here's our bullets. This loop is the processing bullets. Hey, let's go put that I++ in there before I forget. That's the thing that will go to the next bullet in the list. We'll start at bullet 0, and then this will take us to 1, and then it'll take us to 2 until we get to the end of the bullets. So what do we want to do with the bullets? So this part is a little bit confusing. So I might do some additional lessons in class about this, but what we need to do is get the bullet out of the list. We'll put it in a temporary variable so we can manipulate it and then have it do its thing. So I'm going to make a temporary variable, bullet, I'll call it current bullet, because it's going to represent the bullet we're currently examining. And then it's going to equal bullets.getI. I think a lot of people will struggle with like fully understanding what's happening here, and I probably should have a nice diagram. I'll try to make that happen soon. So what this does is basically get the bullet out of index I. So when I is 0, it'll get the first bullet in the list. When I is 1, it'll get that next bullet, and so on. But we'll always just call it current bullet as we're processing all of our bullets. So this just lets us give it like a name. And so what we can say is current bullet dot act and current bullet dot show. So this will allow us, this loop will allow us to go from one bullet to the next, telling each one to act and show, and that should process our bullets. If we have no bullets, if the size is 0, then we'll do nothing. If we have one bullet, it'll get that first bullet, it'll act and show it, and then it will end the loop. If there's 50 bullets, 1,000 bullets, like I'll just go through all of them, telling each one in turn, starting from 0 and going to the end, to act and show. So let's see, does it work? Can we shoot bullets? Let's find out. I can't wait. Watch, it's totally gonna fail. Oh, there's a space. Pew! There it is. Pew, 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 pew. We're shooting bullets. Pew, 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 pew. Just need some cool sound effects. You can see they're not wrapping around the screen, so that's probably a cool thing to do. I think in Asteroids the bullets wrap around the screen, but there'll be a little bit more work involved in that, because not only are they going to wrap around the screen, but they should probably also die, because right now our bullets are not able to die. But let's get to that in a bit. I'm just excited that we can shoot bullets and we can create them on the fly. Like, we don't have to have them all made. We can just make them whenever we want to make them, whenever we press the space bar. So good. So thanks so much for watching. I think in our next video, before we go and start killing bullets off, let's unite our spaceship and bullet in a super class. That sounds like so much fun. I can't wait to do it with you. Okay, so stay tuned for super classes.